Alright people, so welcome to Jumbo IS and welcome to our current affairs lecture series. Now today we are going to cover current affairs from 24th of August. Now let me say this in advance, today's lecture is going to be short and crisp because there are not many topics that we have to cover in today's lecture. Why? Well, because 24th of August's newspaper was not that content heavy when it comes to UPSC examination, okay? Because we only focus on those topics that are relevant for UPSC examination. In today's lecture, there are going to be only two topics and both of them would be related to AI only, right? So without wasting much time, let's straight away dive into today's lecture. But first, let's take a look at the list of topics that we shall cover today. Okay, so let's begin. So daily current affairs, 24th August 2026, and here are the topics that we have to cover. Topic number one, India, one of the most cyber attacked nations. Okay, this is really problematic for India because we are taking everything online. Okay, all governance systems, all government systems are going online. And if this system or if this reality remains in place for longer periods of time, if we remain the most cyber attacked nation in the world, well, that is going to be a problem. Yeah. And topic number two is EU's AI reset. What does that mean? Basically, it means that European Union, which created a law to regulate the development of AI and AI companies, well, they have updated their law and they have increased the number of regulations. And everyone in the world are clapping for that because these kind of regulations are required if you want to make AI safe for everyone. Okay, because AI can be dangerous, right? So India can learn a lot from this new law by European Union, and that is why we are discussing it. Clear? So these are the two news items that we shall zero in our attention on. So let's start discussing them one by one. Starting with topic number one, and that is India, one of the most cyber attacked nations. Now look, well, cyber attacks are pretty rampant and India is the biggest victim. Okay, the number of cyber attacks on India are increasing every day, and well, India is the most cyber attack nation in the world. And there are good reasons behind that. But this dangerous fact, well, it is going to accentuate in future. Why? Because with the rise of AI, it is going to become even more easy for these hackers to hack into our systems. Okay, cyber attacks are going to increase manyfold with the use of this new technology called artificial intelligence, right? So we have to be mindful, we have to be careful. Now, how AI can aid in cyber attacks? All these cyber attackers can now use AI to destroy various cyber capabilities, especially of India. How is AI helpful in that area? And how is AI helpful in preventing these cyber attacks also? Because AI is just a technology. You can use it for good, for bad, right? So we'll unpack this entire matter. So let's discuss this, okay? So India, one of the most cyber attacked nations, okay? So what was in the news basically? Now, this acceleration means acceleration in AI technology has transformed the national security landscape. AI is altering the traditional cyber kill chain at unprecedented speed, scale, and sophistication. Basically, what do you mean by cyber kill chain? Okay, this is very important, and how AI can transform it. You see, when you have to go for a cyber attack, when any hacker goes for a big cyber attack, they have to follow 3 steps. These 3 steps were outlined somewhere, okay, and these 3 steps are known as cyber kill chain. Now, with the dawn of AI, these 3 steps, this cyber kill chain has become even more powerful. And it has become even more easy for hackers to exploit this cyber kill chain and hack into any system. Okay, and well, various AI agents have proved that also. The most secure system in the world is America's NSA. Okay, now that system was hacked by Claude or Claude's agent, AI agent. So it is a really worrisome matter, and India should be worried. Okay, AI systems are transitioning from passive coding assistants to autonomous offensive cyber agents. Now we have discussed the difference between, well, AI assistant, okay, LLMs, and AI agents. Well, these hacking agents, AI agents, are capable of discovering new software vulnerabilities, okay, writing metamorphic exploits, basically code. They can write their own code. Which code? Code of a malware, virus, and then send that virus into your system. And orchestrating full-scale cyber espionage campaigns with minimal human intervention because AI is doing the job. AI has basically made this cyber kill chain even more powerful. Okay. Now you need to take a look at this evolution of cyber threat. Okay. Well, cyber threat has always been the case since the dawn of cyber world. right? As soon as human beings got onto the internet, well, cyber attacks became, well, the birth of cyber attacks, well, started from that day onwards, right? Now, how has these cyber attacks evolved over time? So take a look at this chart, okay? Initially, there were conventional cyber attacks, okay? They were human-driven, static malware, static virus code, signatures, manual patching. I mean, it was very crude, okay? Even if you don't understand these technical words, just remember that cyber virus softwares or malwares were very crude. Then came AI, generative AI phase, where you started using LLMs to write code. Code for what? A malware. So you seek the help of, well, ChatGPT to write a virus code and then use it, okay? Automated spear phishing, real-time deepfake videos were used to fool someone to share their OTP, synthetic identity fraud, okay? Then autonomous agentic cyber era. Now this is the phase where we have entered. This is the most dangerous phase. Autonomous vulnerability mining. Now a hacker doesn't need to ask the help of an LLM. Well, there is a AI agent. You just give them a command that hack into this system. They'll figure out a way, and they are really intelligent, okay? They they create a malware. If that malware is unable to hack into that system, they rewrite that malware based on the vulnerabilities of that system. They keep on learning very quickly. And when we have entered this phase, okay, then it becomes an asymmetric national threat. Because a normal computer hacker, not even a computer hacker with technical knowledge, a person with, a person with the facility or a person who just has these AI agents can sit in their basement and hack into India's system. Don't you think this is asymmetric? India is a big cyber power, okay? And then a small person with an AI agent sitting in their basement. They can challenge India and they can hack into our electricity system, our industrial control system, our operating systems. They can hack into our UPI and do a lot of damage. This can be done. And this is what makes things dangerous for India, because everything has gone online. Money has gone online with UPI, right? This is really dangerous. Now, what is this cyber kill chain? Now, this term cyber kill chain was coined by Lockheed Martin. Okay, Lockheed Martin cyber kill chain, the standard framework detailing the phases of a cyber attack. So cyber attack happens in 3 phases. Okay, phase number 1 is reconnaissance and target profiling. If you want to hack into my system, well, first of all, a hacker would look into my social media profile, analyze my life, okay, and analyze what are my likes, dislikes, so that they can create a program to fool me. It can be a cyber attack where you fool me into sharing my OTP with you, anything. So you have to profile me. Okay, this is there. Then, if I am a business owner, you'll basically check the operating software that my business uses. My business uses what kind of softwares, what are its vulnerabilities. Some of those vulnerabilities are not even, I'm not aware of those vulnerabilities, okay? My business runs on these softwares and, well, these softwares have some weaknesses which even I'm not aware of. You'll figure that out. And then you launch a coordinated cyber attack in which you'll also fool me and fool my system. So you will launch a cyber attack in which I share my OTP or anything and then hack into my system, exploiting these vulnerabilities. Okay? Now, all of this required a lot of labor from hacker and a lot of technical know-how. Now they don't need that technical know-how. Now they don't need that labor. Okay? All of this can be done by AI very quickly. AI agents. And not just one AI agent, you can employ multiple AI agents. They will do all the target profiling, my social profiling. They will use my deepfake videos, social engineering so that I share my OTP. Then, you know what a zero-day vulnerability is? Zero-day vulnerability means a vulnerability in my system that even I'm not aware of. Okay? Once that vulnerability is exploited, then I'll get to know about it. So you do that autonomous zero-day hunting. Then you will insert a virus into my system, exploiting this vulnerability. If you are successful, good. If not, you will rewrite that code according to that vulnerability. You will write multiple virus codes. You will create multiple malwares. Okay, and then suppose I'll create 100 viruses and then attack on your system. 10 of those viruses would become successful. That can be done very quickly now with AI. And these AI agents, suppose there are 1,000 AI agents continuously hacking into my system, and they are commanded, controlled, and they are autonomous, and they are controlled by one mother agent, and they are very powerful. This is a proper cyber kill chain which can be easily exploited by AI. And now it is very easy for anyone who has the facility of these powerful AI agents. That is why Claude has not released their own AI agent. Okay, they have not released that AI agent into the public that hacked into the NSA system, because it will be very dangerous. This is done. Now, remember, this topic started with the tagline that India is the most cyber attack nation in the world. Now, if this kill chain is exploited by AI, okay, then this kill chain becomes very potent, and the number one target would be India. And we have a proof that India is going to be the number one target, because India is already the number one target. How? There are high volume of attacks. Threat intelligence assessments rank India consistently among the top targets globally for cyber attacks. Driven by rapid digital public infrastructure expansion, everything has gone online in India. Hence, well, for hackers, this is a gold mine, right? Then exposure of operational technology and SCADA. SCADA is basically industrial control systems, industrial control ICT systems, okay? Industrial control systems, SCADA, basically these are softwares that control all the operations of my industry, so that even if I'm sitting somewhere in Melbourne, I can control my industry in India. These systems are running India's railways. Government is using these systems, our telecom, our oil refineries, and even our nuclear facilities. They now become extremely vulnerable. This is a problem. Plus targeting sovereign defense systems, because now, well, even our defense systems have gone online, right? They can, well, coordinated espionage campaigns have targeted Ministry of Defense, Army, Navy, DRDO, National Informatics Center. Well, some Chinese viruses backed by Pakistan, all of these actors, state actors, have exploited India's cyber vulnerabilities, especially during Operation Sindoor also. Some systems, some defense systems in India were hacked to help Pakistan by Chinese hackers. So this is also a vulnerability. Clear? Now take a look at this. India has another vulnerability. Okay? Well, India is going to become an AI superpower very soon. India, some people say India is already a regional power when it comes to AI, right? But India has one particular vulnerability. Look, when it comes to GPUs, chips on which AI runs, okay, data centers, and top-notch frontier AI models, well, these are with USA and China. India imports these GPUs, India imports or India uses overseas data centers, and India imports these AI models to create their own sub-models. So India has a heavy reliance on these infrastructure, AI infrastructure. So we are developing AI models, but we are dependent on these. Now, what if our AI models, which are created on Chinese GPUs, Chinese just add some small malware into these chips which are being used by Indian AI systems, okay? And whenever the Chinese want, they can hack into our AI systems. This is a big problem. Hardware vulnerability. We need to become sovereign when it comes to hardware. Okay? Make sense? Simple. Now one more thing. Very important. I've told you that AI can be used by hackers to hack into anything. Nothing is off limits. But AI can also be used for cyber security to prevent these hackers. Earlier, to counter hackers, you needed ethical hackers, right? Now, if hackers are using AI, don't you think our cybersecurity experts won't use AI? And AI can really help in that regard. How? So here's a table which compares traditional cyber defense systems and now AI-enabled cyber defense. Okay. So in traditional cases, now this table would have a lot of technical terms. Don't focus on that. Just understand the meaning. Okay. Earlier it was static checking of malware viruses. Now, well, they can detect anything. Okay. Earlier there were firewalls. Now the firewalls can be updated. Vulnerability patching. You used to check into your software every month whether it has any vulnerability or not. AI can do it real time every second. Response speed. Response speed was based on your hacker's capability, okay, because he used to respond to any cyber attack manually. Now AI can do it automatically very quickly. Threat vector handling, structured malware with known cryptographic hashes, polymorphic code, multi-agent, adaptive attack vectors. Basically what this means is that if there is a threat vector, basically virus, malware, earlier you used to tackle it using your own cryptographic hashes. I mean, I know it can be a little technical, don't get into that, that's why I won't explain it, because that is another lecture altogether. So just remember this part, that AI based cyber defense systems are going to offer advantages in this area. Even if you write this first column in your answer is complete, right? That is it. And what is the way forward for India to prepare better? Number one, agile adoption and efficient diffusion. Agile adoption means that your cyber systems need to be agile. They need to be updated very quickly, because cyber threats are getting updated very quickly. And you need to distribute those updations across all systems in India. Then mandating zero trust architecture. Currently, to prevent any cyber attacks, well, you use the system of two-factor authentication, right? Where you use OTPs and all. You use your ATM pin and OTP, two-factor authentication. Now, well, you need multiple biometric scanning, face scanning, all of these things. Zero trust architecture. Even if you provide OTP, then also the system doesn't trust whether it's you or not. So they'll use various other methods. Air gapping. Your sensitive systems need to be disconnected. So there is a computer that manages your nuclear installation. It should be disconnected from the internet. This is known as air gapping. There is a gap between internet and your nuclear system so that nobody can hack into it. Do it. Supply chain scrutiny. Whatever chips you are importing from China or anywhere else, check whether there are any malwares hidden into those chips or not. Okay. And enacting clear laws with liabilities. Okay. Clear regulatory system to regulate cyber threats or cyber attacks or cyberspace. Okay. All companies should follow these laws so that they remain safe. This is the way forward. Make sense? Right? Though more details are given in your notes, but just if there is something technical that you fail to understand, ignore it. Just remember the overall gist of this article. Clear? All right. Now let's quickly shift our focus to next news item, and that is EU's AI reset. Now this is very important. You see, when we talk about AI, there are two categories of people. One category of people say that AI is going to be useful. Okay, AI is going to benefit humankind. AI is a boon. It is better that we quickly adopt AI. Then there is this another category of people who consider AI to be dangerous. They even say that AI will finish human civilization. Already the dangers of AI, like we just discussed, cyber threats, are coming up. AI is bad for humanity, right? Now, these are two extremes. What should India do? India should follow a middle path. The thing is, what is that middle path? The thing is that AI is a powerful technology and it is here to stay. You cannot stop it. It is here to stay. Now, what you should do is regulate this powerful technology so that it doesn't fall into wrong hands, right? Regulate this powerful technology in such a way, create proper rules and regulations around AI in such a way that its benefits can be accentuated and its harms can be suppressed. Create a proper legal system of AI usage so that this can be done. Now, which country has done a perfect job, a very good job? European Union. And they did that way back in 2024. They created a law to regulate AI. Clear? Now, some people criticized the European Union for that because they say that if you create too many rules and regulations, well, innovation suffers. AI innovation suffers. China is not following any rules and regulations and they are building powerful AI models. EU will suffer because of this. Okay? So India has a choice whether we should go for AI innovation or AI regulation. Well, the recent amendments to European Union's law proves that you can increase innovation alongside increasing regulation also. There is no inverse relationship between regulation and innovation. Both of them can be increased simultaneously, and this EU law has proved that. Okay, and India can learn these specific 5 lessons to create its own legal architecture for AI. Okay, so let's talk about this. So EU's AI reset. So EU's AI Omnibus amended parts. Omnibus is an organization that regulates AI. Amended parts of the landmark EU AI Act. Rather than signaling a retreat from regulation, rather than climbing down from regulation, this policy adjustment extended compliance deadlines. They added more regulation. Simplified reporting. AI companies have to report mandatorily. Provided regulators and enterprises additional preparation time for high-risk AI obligations, high-risk AI compliances. The development offers crucial policy lessons for India, while EU pioneered an ex-ante. Ex-ante means beforehand. Comprehensive risk-tiered statutory regime. India has pursued an innovation first. We have followed an ex post. We prioritize innovation over regulation. That's what we have said. Sector-specific principles-led approach in our India AI mission and Digital India Act, which has to be enacted. Now, we need to compare India and EU. First, let's talk about EU. So EU was the first jurisdiction that regulated AI properly in 2024. Okay. Then some people criticized EU because they said that these regulations are too much for innovation. So therefore, EU updated this. Okay. They are saying that we are not going to go back on regulations. We are going to make regulations easy for innovation to thrive. Okay. Now here is a comparison between European Union's approach and India's approach. Okay. Here is a tabular comparison. So European Union and India's AI governance model. So when it comes to regulatory architecture, it's horizontal and comprehensive. There is a single law that governs all AI systems. Whereas in India, it's vertical. There are different rules for different types of AI. For example, India follows a sectoral approach. For example, there is AI for healthcare. There will be different law or rules for that. There is AI for, let's suppose, space. There is AI for defense. So every sector has its own challenges. India follows a separate rule for separate sector, whereas European Union follows one single law for all. This is one difference. Then risk classification. Well, different types of AI technologies have been categorized based on their risk profile. There are some AI technologies which are completely prohibited for general public. Some AI technologies are categorized as high risk. Some are GPAI normal, companies can use it, and some minimal risk which everyone can use. Well, India has not created this model, but we know that proportionality principle based on application and sectoral impact. What does this mean? Well, we have not categorized AI technologies per se. We have categorized their usage in a particular sector. Some technologies can be high risk in defense, but low risk in healthcare. So we are following sectoral approach. Okay. How are these policies being implemented in EU? Dedicated European AI office is created. In India, there is India AI mission, which functions under Ministry of Information Technology. And there are separate sectoral bodies. For AI healthcare, there is a separate body. And then for cyber attacks, there is certain. Startup SME impact. For startups, the European law was really, there is high cost of compliance. In India, startups do not find it difficult to follow these rules. So in India, startups are mushrooming, using AI more and more. Primary weakness of European Union law, rigidity, because there is one single law for everyone, for every sector. Whereas in India, because there is different AI, different rules for every sector, there is too much fragmentation. Okay, lack of clear statutory remedies, there is lack of monitoring also. This is one problem. So one is too rigid, India is too flexible. This is the comparison. Clear? But there are some advantages that European Union's law offers. Okay, and India should learn from them. Well, European Union's law offers 5 advantages which India should follow. What are these 5 advantages? Lessons for India. Lesson number 1. European Union created a law in 2024. Right? They added some updations to it in 2025 and now they are bringing various amendments. Basically, what European Union is saying is, since AI is an ever-changing technology, rules should also be ever-changing. Okay? Therefore, good rules, good regulations must be capable of learning. You should give our policy makers some room to update these rules regularly. Don't create fixed rules. Okay? That we are following AI regulations 2024. That's it. No. Every month they can be updated. Policy makers have that room. Clear? Because AI is an ever-changing technology. Then regulation needs an escape valve. What do you mean by this? Well, certain AI technologies are very new. We don't know how they are going to impact healthcare, defense, space, right? So government should create a sandbox for these new technologies. What is a sandbox? It is a controlled experimental environment, controlled experimental lab where different healthcare industries, space industries can experiment with these AI models and check whether they are suitable for their industry or not. Plus, your rules should have a phased implementation model. EU's model is a phased one. There are rules. 1/3 of those rules have to be implemented by 2027. Then next third should be by 28. Then next third should be by 29. So there is a proper timeline and in a phased manner, right? With sunset clauses that you have to follow 1/3 of these rules by 2027. There is a deadline. Do this. India does not have this. Then safeguarding startups from compliance monopolies. If you are going to increase the rules too much, if there are too many rules, okay, there is very high compliance cost. Big AI companies who have deep pockets will follow those rules, but small startups won't be able to follow them because the compliance cost is high. So you are favoring big AI giants, okay, and basically harming small AI companies. Don't do this. Then simplification must not mean deregulation. Some people say that too many rules are bad because they make things complicated. That is not necessary. Make simple rules. Make more rules, but they should be simple. Simplification doesn't mean that remove the rules. Okay? And institutional maturity and willingness to adapt. Same as point number 1. Your institutions like EU should be mature enough to understand that AI is a new technology. We don't understand all aspects of it. So as soon as things develop, we will change our policy. We will accept our errors. This should be done. Right? Make sense? Now, these are the 5 lessons that India should learn. Now, India has some AI advantages. For example, we have a lot of data. We have digital public infrastructure. We are the leading power in that, especially UPI, ONDC for e-commerce, our Aadhaar database. Well, we have a lot of data for our AI models to train on. Plus, this data is pretty diverse because after all, AI requires data to train on. If your country, if your company has good quality data and a lot of data, both in quantity and quality, your AI models would be superior. India has these advantages. Plus, we have skilled workforce in AI, demographic tech base, vibrant startup ecosystem. We have software talent, so many engineers, rapid consumer adoption. So these are our advantages. We should take advantage of these advantages. We have the potential, the most potential to become an AI superpower. Okay, and do away with this dichotomy that more rules means less innovation. That's not true. Okay, that is a flawed view, zero-sum game. More regulation automatically stifles innovation, less regulation fosters unrestricted progress. This is a flawed view. Okay, mature view is smart rules, not bad rules. Smart, predictable regulation creates trust. Consumer trust drives sustainable market adoption. So rules are not the problem. Regulation is not the problem. Many people blame rules and regulations. They blame EU. Many AI companies, ChatGPT blames EU for this. That EU will suffer because AI companies won't innovate. That's not true. ChatGPT is wrong in that. If rules are good, they are smart, then in fact it's better than no rules. Rules are important, right? Now, what should be way forward for India? Well, India should enact its own law. There is already a law in pipeline called Digital India Act. Okay, enact that and learn. This law should learn from EU's AI Act. Expand sectoral regulatory sandboxes. Remember sandboxes? Okay, and sectoral AI for healthcare, there should be a sandbox for that. AI for defense, sandbox for that. establish tiered compliance for startups, phased implementation of rules, and institutionalize algorithmic impact assessment. Okay, whenever a big industry has to adopt a big AI model, before that they have to conduct a study that is known as the impact of the adoption of this AI model. Okay, this is known as impact assessment studies. Algorithmic impact assessment studies make it mandatory for all big businesses. And global south leadership in multilateral norms. If there are international rules for AI, well, take leadership of the global south, developing world. Okay, India should be at the forefront of framing those international rules. Make sense? This is the way forward. And that would be all. So with that, we conclude today's session. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. And I'm sure it has added value to your preparation. Now it will add more value if you're number one, consistent and regular with this lecture series. And number two, you revise this lecture from the notes provided by us. So with the hope that you are precisely going to do that, I shall take your leave with the promise of seeing you again with another set of news items. Thank you, everyone.